Good day, my name is Jerry, and welcome to Kathon's Journey, where I will be showing my journey throughout the Philippines and Asia. My motto is, go ahead and take the risk, no matter what anyone says, as to live an adventure for a fun and fulfilling life.
This journey takes us from Mactan, Newtown, Cebu to Panglao, Bohol. I did take this ferry right here out of Cordova, and I took a different ferry, Cordova to Jetafé, Bohol, and then I took a different ferry from Panglao back to Cebu. I was kind of nervous, as you can see here on the end, about the trying to get my boat on here. When I came across, this is Bohol, going from the basically ocean over the mountains over through Panglao. This right here is a view on top of the mountain, looking back down into the valleys and seeing the ocean there. I just thought it was a pretty good view with all the trees, palm trees, and in the valley, and then the ocean in the background. And along the way I saw this little rice field, so I figured I'd catch a glimpse of that. Again, rice fields require a lot of water.
Hotel we stayed at. Got a swimming pool. Open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Basically just a one-bedroom standard hotel room. Inside's kind of messy, but it's okay. Clean. Got some lounge chairs. They do serve breakfast. That's where you eat breakfast right here. It's not free. Thought it was free the first day, found out it wasn't. And basically you come in here. They got huts here too. You can get more 4 or 6 people or more, I believe. And the name of the place is Panglao Homes and Resort, I believe. Yeah, right here's the breakfast menu. Be it omelet, American, or Filipino.
Okay, here's the hotel at the pool. Again, Panglao Homes, Resort and Villas. Again, it had a pretty decent pool. A little deeper than most that I've seen here. Again, they got the villas in the back you can stay at. Overall, it was a pretty nice hotel. Now we're going to get into where we went snorkeling at. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that island. I always, torture them. But we saw a lot of turtles here. Here's a rear view of a turtle there. I thought it was a pretty good shot of a picture. But we took a boat out there. You should see in the cost sheet, cost something like 3,000 and some odd pesos. It was just 2 of us. Basically, we had the boat to ourselves. They said we see dolphins. We went out to see dolphins, and basically they said, they weren't running today, when we didn't see any. But once we got to the island, there was a little fee to get on, but then it had a lot of turtles, as you'll see here. So here's one. As soon as we got there, jumped in right below our boat, little turtle feeding at the bottom. Now I am snorkeling here. It wasn't too deep, but I don't hold my breath as long as I used to. So, as a matter of fact, on even these turtles and on the snorkeling, I go down and come up a lot. So I should practice my breathing again, maybe getting free diving. Another turtle, again, going down, snorkeling. I think this actually, I don't know if it's the same turtle or not, but this one kind of takes off a bit. So I thought, no, maybe not. Then I started getting into some snorkeling. Thought these bluefish here were pretty cool. So basically we're just going to go through and I'll comment a little bit, but most of this is just viewing for snorkeling, again, up and down. A lot of fish in this area. Now these are different beaches around Bohol. Some of it is on the same island, some of it's at Bikini Beach, some of it is at Mobile Beach or Hermit Beach, just different places. Most of those I can walk in. There's one you do pay here where the sardines are at, but it's only like 300 pesos. It's not much, or actually 200, sorry. And it's got pretty good snorkeling there too. So I think this is Hermit Beach here actually. Got quite a bit of fish out there. Again, coral with these bluefish. As you get closer, they go down into the coral, as you see. Some days you have good visibility, like right here, and then again, some other days you don't, depending on what the winds and storms or whatever are bringing in and out. So this right here is pretty good visibilities. You see the cliff, the shelf, basically all around Panglao Island there's a shelf. It can range anywhere from about 100 meters to about 200 meters. You have to go out to get to the reef, as you see right there again where it started getting deeper, the shelf, and then it just drops off. Some of it's gradually, but most of it is a pretty steep drop, and you can't see the bottom. Again, I've dove it once. I think I went down about 60-70 feet in some places and hit the bottom. But again, it goes around the whole island. So basically you can, any beach you can go in and have pretty good snorkeling or scuba diving if you want to. Clownfish protecting their home. Again, you can see the edge of the shelf on the left. Angelfish. I think that's a clownfish, different type, but you know, it's protecting its home there too. It's got one inside. No, just so bright. I like filming them. Little Nemos. It's interesting though, some clownfish, depending on where you go, how used they are to the humans. Either they'll come out after you to protect you, or they're more scared of you and they'll stay inside, you know, to hide from you. You see on this one, we had pretty good waves going on that day. It was real wavy on top. Even though I'm kind of deep, I was feeling it. I don't know what kind of fish these are. These are the same fish that were in the whale sharks at Oslab. They're very shiny, I guess. They're not transparent. Somebody said transparent or translucent. They're not really, but you know, but they're very you know, shiny once the sun hits them right. So they spread out and then they start going in circles, and they basically, as you see here, swim in circles there, and then they'll break up and then go somewhere and then swim in circles again. Just another beach with some more fish, the blackfish, a lot of different fish around. Now, I do like Panglao Island in Bohol. Again, it does have a lot of beaches. I will have videos coming out on beaches that I'm going to. I try to explore and find beaches that normal people don't go to, which I found quite a few of those. You know, at least the tourists and locals go to it. So that video will be coming out. Now here I'm at the sardine runs. Basically, there's this place you go to. It's the one that costs basically 200 pesos to go in. They give you a guide. I don't know why. It's not that long, like 100 meters, maybe a football field long for the entire the sardine runs and the snorkeling for the coral. But it's kind of memorizing seeing the sardines when they run. Obviously, they try to stay away from humans, but they're trying to stay in the shallow end. So you'll see in a bit here, where the large fish come and try to, obviously eat them. So they try to stay protected in the shallow area where the larger fish have to slow down in order to get to them. But then when they come in, they take off like you just saw there, or if humans are involved. So I do have quite a bit of sardine footage here. So I think it's pretty cool to see them swarming back and forth. So just go ahead and watch. I've been to this place probably 3 times, at least 3, maybe 4 times. The first time it was, which most of this is taken from, was a lot less crowded. When you go there, and especially last time was the worst. I mean, we're talking probably 20 yards where the sardines are, and probably 30, 40 people that was there. So again, you see some people I catch here swimming around, but man, the last time I went, I don't think I have any footage. It was just too many people. Luckily on this one, again, which I believe was my first or second time, again, is pretty clear water. Visibility is pretty good. I think this one was shot with a different camera. My other camera, one's a GoPro and the other one's just like a snorkeling camera. Now here you see those real little fish. I think they travel in different based on their sizes, but you see those tons of little fish out there. I don't know, maybe the medium sardines eat those, and then the big fish you just saw there eat the sardines, Yeah, I got some more pictures of the big fish. I think I even got one of them trying to attack. Yeah, you see the big fish right there when they're starting to come in. Again, they come in and try to snag those sardines. There's the big fish. Some scuba divers down there. Again, this is right on the edge of the shelf. There's a shelf. Now here, this is one of the most, this place here where you pay for this, is probably the distance in order to hit the shelf. The smallest one is probably not even 20 yards. Again, most of the other places were 75, maybe up to 200 meters away to go out and hit the shelf. But this one's, pretty close. Now that's 200 pesos with your equipment. I think if you don't have equipment, then you got to pay more. I think it was like $200 again for the equipment. And then if you don't know how to snorkel or swim pretty well, you need a life preserver, which I thought was kind of strange. But they even charge you more for a life preserver. I would think for liability reasons they'd give that to you, but they were charging people for life preservers. Now we're trying to get underneath the sardines here. Just trying to get the sunlight, seeing them. Again, here's those big fish here, and they just stay right on the edge of the shelf. Obviously, when more people are around, they're more skittish and way further. But I'm assuming either early morning or when there's no people around, that they're just going in all the time grabbing those sardines. And then they do coral conservation at this place, which is pretty cool. So you see these crates they make up, and they grow coral here. I'm not quite sure if they grab the whole crate, take it out for once it's developing pretty good in order to expand the coral reefs. But it's a nice conservation project. I really like seeing out there. Actually, in most of the places I've dove around Panglao Island, this is the only conservation one I saw. Here we're going on the from Tagbilaran, the boat from Tagbilaran going back to Bohol. This is saves me time in driving, about 2.5 hours driving, but it is like a 4-hour boat ride versus 2.5 hours at least of that driving, and then about an hour and a half of a boat ride up at Jeddah. So I decided to take the boat back. You see, they got on the boat, they got these racks that you can sleep in. Some of them are air conditioning you can get for an upgrade or open like here, and they got food on it. I actually took more video. I'll probably show more on that for traveling in between later on. So here we're going out of Bohol back to Cebu. Right on the left there is Bohol mainland, and to the right there, where in between is the bridges that go to Panglao Island. All right, so basically Tagbilaran on the main southern tip here of Bohol Island mainland, right there is a pretty good city. You got large malls and stuff like that. Then I just passed the bridges, and then to the right there is Panglao Island, which then it's like what they call Providence or country more than city. So overall, I very much like Panglao, and I do like Bohol. There's a lot more I'll be showing on it. I have moved actually to Bohol, Panglao. Okay, now we get into the cost sheet. And basically, as I said, I went from Mactan, Newtown, Cebu to Panglao, Bohol. And I stayed there 3 nights, 4 days, including the travel days, which wasn't too bad. I said total travel was probably about 4 to 5 hours between driving and ferry, on the way there and the way back. But anyways, I did take my motorcycle over, 400 size bike. Overall, I probably drove about, like I said, 10 hours driving around. So I spent quite a bit in gas around Bohol and then around Panglao Island. I did take for the ferries. I didn't take my bike out of Cordova. It was 1,300 pesos, and I did have an extra passenger with me. Since I paid the 1,300 for the bike, I ride free. The driver drives free, but you got to pay for a passenger. That was 350. And then on the way back out of Panglao back to Cebu, not Mactan, back to Cebu, it cost me more. Again, it's about a 4-hour drive back versus about an hour and a half drive going there. So it cost me 2,300 pesos coming back to Port 3 in Cebu. The lodging was 4,200 pesos, basically $80 for the 3 nights, or about $26 per night. Again, Panglao Home Resorts there. It's probably about less than a 5-minute, probably about a 3-minute drive to Alana Beach, which is the most famous beach there. I'm gonna have separate videos on that. But it was a nice hotel, pretty clean, had a pool, and again, close to Alana Beach. My snorkeling trips or excursions I went on, I did again some free diving off just scuba, not snorkeling off the beaches, but there was one I paid. But again, when you go snorkeling on one in Panglao, you do have to pay 200 pesos. That's where that came from. Island hopping, I rented a boat for 2 of us going out. It was just us on it. Cost 3,200 to the island. Again, I don't know how they pronounce that. But then there's 2 islands. Virgin Island, which is nothing but a sand barge. I don't even know why they go there really, but it's just a sand barge. You're not there very long. and you don't get in the water, so the second island is kind of weird. But and there is an island entrance fee of 200 pesos, also an environmental fee. So that with some food, again, you know, $16.50 in food, $1,200. That's obviously independent of each person, and we drank a little bit over a few days. So total trip was about almost 18,000 pesos, 17,700 pesos, about $334 for 4 days and 3 nights, including transportation, gas, food from, again, Cebu to Panglao. And yeah, that's about it then. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. Thanks, bye.
You know what to do. Go ahead and hit those buttons. And thank you for watching Kathon's Journey.